All right, everybody. Good evening once again. Let's start the session. It's gonna be like 6:04 and 6:05, and we have had so many registrations, and we can just start the session. And this is gonna be an amazing session. Especially, I'm gonna learn. I'm looking forward to learn from you, and you will also have the opportunity to share your insights with me. So I actually want to utilize this one whole hour. Okay, I don't want to exceed the time, so that's the reason I'm starting early. So by the time all the other members, who would join, so they would be just going through the first few things that we'd be doing in the webinar right now. So the first thing to do is the introduction. I am Amjad Rizal. I will start with myself. I'm Amjad Rizal. I work at KSite as a head of research and programs. It's been 2.5 years since I joined KSite, and we have developed programs for students and teachers and also for the leaders. So basically, KSite is in Hyderabad, and I am also from Hyderabad. That's a little bit about me. I now would like to ask the participants, the members, to just start introducing themselves. So what you can do is in the chat, just write your name, the name of the school, and where you are joining from. So please take some minute to type your introduction so that everybody can see that where you are joining from and who you are. And before you send a message, please keep the recipient as the group chat, okay, not direct messages to me. Okay, we have Ankita saying she's a special educator from Reliance Foundation School. Great. From Maharashtra. Welcome, Ankita. We have Devjani Saha from St. John's School, Kolkata. Thank you. Dr. Manisha VK. I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, so please excuse me for that. So we have Ms. Dr. Manisha VK from Dhyan Mata High School, Amravati. Great. Welcome to the session. We have, I'm sorry, it's difficult to pronounce. So maybe Kulu Leko Sibanda. I don't know how. I'm sorry. So this person is joining from Zimbabwe. Welcome to the session, and thank you for joining this webinar. Okay, we have 4 or 5 introductions. We have a few more to come. Academic Coordinator Anika Kamal, Academic Coordinator International Hope School, Bangladesh. Thank you for joining. Shankar from Hyderabad. Can you mention the name of the organization you're joining from, that you work for? So it will be easy for all of us to know, okay, who we are and where do we work and where we're joining from. We have Marvel, Mr. Marvel Mbole, counselor from Rose International School, Cameroon. Great. Thank you for joining. We have Ms. Binita, computer teacher at Tejasvi Vidyaranya School, Hyderabad. Okay, you're from Hyderabad. Thank you. Thank you for joining the session. Is there anybody else who has to do their introduction? Or if you feel comfortable, you can turn on your microphone and also you can talk to me. So all the other members who are joining right now, please use the chat to introduce yourself. Mention your full name, the organization you work for, and the location. Whoever has joined just now, please introduce yourself with your full name, the name of the organization, and also the location that you're joining from. So right now we have 20 members. Everybody joining, welcome to the session. A very good evening to everybody. And some people who are joining from different parts of the world, greetings of the day. So please use the chat to message, to introduce yourself, write your full name, your organization you work for, and the location you're joining. We'll wrap this up in another 2-3 minutes, and then we'll begin the session. It's already 6-7. So we don't actually, I want to utilize the whole time for the learning purpose. Okay. All the other members, please use the chat. Okay, we have one from Vaishali from Dhyan Mata High School, Amravati, Maharashtra. You're a high school teacher. Thank you. Welcome to the session. Samiksha Surada from Brahm Prakash DAV School, Hyderabad. Thank you, Samiksha, for joining. Welcome to the session. We have, good evening, Mr. Tilak Raj. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the names. You're from Tamil Nadu. Thank you for joining from Tamil Nadu. Hello to everyone. I am Fiona Chindo, an English language and literary teacher with the Ministry of Secondary Education. I'm joining from Cameroon. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining from Cameroon. I feel honored in this session having all the international people with us. I mean, a few international people. Okay, just joking. Tirumala Devi Midara Mitla. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. You're the vice principal at Diamond Jubilee High School, Hyderabad. Okay, thank you for joining the session. We have Sharon Samuel, Brahmpakash DAV, Midhani, Hyderabad. Okay, thank you for joining the session. All right, one more minute. 6:10, we'll start the session. One more minute. If somebody has not introduced, so please do that so that we all know who I'm talking to and who you are listening to. Okay, so we all know that we are part of a community now, so we are having this session. So your name, the place you work, the organization you work for, and the place you're joining from. So Anuradha has joined the session, and she is a middle school teacher. Tejaswini from, I think that's the name of the school. I'm sorry if I don't know, from Hyderabad. Okay, thank you for joining, Anuradha. Okay, hurry up, guys. We just need one more minute, and then we'll just begin the session. Okay, right now we have 25 members. I hope other members would be joining us soon, so we'll just start the session. So the first few slides, first few minutes are going to be just understanding the basics of what the topic is all about. So today this session is all on how to blend social emotional practices into lessons to boost social well-being, students well-being and focus. So all right, let's begin. There are a few things to keep in mind. Okay, so this is the webinar setting, and we always do this setting in all the sessions that we take. So what you're going to do is, for effective learning experience, you need to keep your microphone on mute. Use the chat to quickly ask for any clarification. Okay, whenever you type in a message, immediately I'll get the notification here, so I can read it and respond to your question. And use the hand raise emoji to ask anything. I'll also get to see that. If you have any question, okay, you can just use that particular emoji to ask any question. Keep your video on if your internet bandwidth is good. Okay, only if your internet bandwidth is good. And please keep your video off if your internet bandwidth is not good. Okay, we don't know which part of the country, which part of the world, and how the bandwidth would be like playing right now with your connection. So that is why, if it is good, please, you can turn on the video camera. If it is not good, you can turn it off. Okay, when you are asked to answer some questions, so please turn on your microphone and speak. You have the opportunity to turn on the microphone and talk. Okay, so because in this webinar, I don't want to be the only person who is doing the talking. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me anything, and I can also respond to your questions. But before you do that, please raise your hand, that particular emoji, or type in a message so that I can see that you have something to say. Then I'll allow you to open your microphone and talk. This will be a convenience for all the members who are joining from different parts of the world. Make use of the time given for clarification in the end if you have any doubts left. So I'll be definitely giving you some time to ask some questions that you need clarification on, and then we'll move on to the last part of the session. So this is the webinar setting. If you all agree and if you all understood this particular setting, give me a quick thumbs up in the chat. In a minute, please. Quick thumbs up in the chat. Then I'll move to the next part of the session. Quickly, guys, come on, just a thumbs up. I'm not asking you to type a message. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. I need thumbs up from all the people. Come on. Otherwise, I will not be feeling happy. Come on, my members, the participants today are not really helping me. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for doing it. Now let's go to the next part of the session. So a very quick and important thing, everything that we do in life, even as teachers, when we teach the students, so we always write an objective. Okay. And to have an objective is a very crucial thing for any learning thing you want to do, any progress that you want to make in your learning journey. So this webinar has some learning objectives for you. So I really want you to equip you with practical strategies. okay, to integrate SEL, social emotional learning, into the lessons that you teach. I don't know whether you're a math teacher or an English teacher or a science teacher or a special educator. So I am going to give you some practical social emotional learning strategies so that you can integrate them in your lessons to help the students, to motivate them for their well-being and focus. So you will be able to implement at least one social emotional practice in your lessons to help students identify and express their emotions. So what all strategies I'm going to explain to you, at least you would find it very easy to like implement one particular strategy, so that your lessons and your students are like going hand in hand and together. You will be able to apply a mindfulness technique during the class to improve students focus and reduce the stress. So these are the few things. This is just a webinar objective. Keep in mind that in this webinar you are going to learn some practical strategies, practical ideas, so that whatever subject you teach, you can implement those particular strategies, those practices into your teaching, and see the result, see the impact of it, like how these strategies are helping you. Before we move on to the next part of the session, like in the group also, whenever we scheduled whenever we have scheduled an event, I mean, when we schedule this event, so we particularly like mention, okay, you have to be part of our community. So what I'm going to do is quickly I'm going to show you, take a break from here, and I'm going to show you our particular community. You can be part of that community where we'll be sharing the resources, strategies, blogs, anything for teachers. Okay, so what you can do is just go to ksite.in. This is the web page that you will find. And once you come to this particular web page, what you have to do is you can either click on community. So when you click on this community, you have all the group feed here. Right now, I mean, this particular update is about the next webinar, which we are going to have on the 26th. But apart from that, we also have so many posts, blogs, strategies, and things to read. This is just one part of it. If you want to click on the events also, just go to that particular tab called more and click on that. So you will see what all that we're doing for the teacher community. So this is the post of today's webinar, and this is going to be for the next webinar. So if you are interested in participating in the next webinar also, which is also going to be like free, I mean, we are not charging anything. So what you're going to do is just come to this particular page, click on more, come to this event part, and then click RSVP. From there, you can register your interest, and you will get the meeting link and details, I mean, as soon as you finish the thing. So coming back, click on the community where you will have all the strategies. And after this session also, whatever resources we are going to share with you, you will find everything on this particular platform. So make sure to visit ksite.in. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just also give this in the chat so that you all can just remember. I'm just putting it in the chat right now. So ksite.community, that's one particular thing. Or if you just want to visit ksite.in, you can just visit that also to see who we are, what do we do, what kind of work we're doing in education space. Now coming back to the presentation. Okay. Right now, I actually want to do something. Okay. And I'm really happy about it. I just want to ask you, how are you feeling today? Like, how are you? I know this is Saturday, and 6 to 7 p.m. is actually the time when you are exhausted, tired. You are coming back from work, and then you want to get some rest. You want to spend some time with your family. You want to like maybe watch some amazing movie or show on Netflix or Amazon or anything else. So there are a lot of things that you do, but I really appreciate you for spending time now, where actually you are spending the last part of this week. Let's say, for example, I know this is not the end of this week right now, but what you're going to do is you are actually spending time in learning and understanding few things. So this is really a great thing. I appreciate you for that. Right now, quickly, I want to understand from you, how are you feeling right now? So you can use the chat to tell me you're feeling excited, okay, about the session. I'm very excited. Okay, I'm feeling bored, tired, and sad. And remember, nobody's gonna judge you. Okay, this is all between us. Okay, so please use the chat and tell me how are you feeling right now. So sad, excited. hectic, excited, not excited, but good, excited, excited. Thank you everybody for sharing your feelings. I'm not reading anybody's name. Okay, you can just share, and all these messages are coming directly to me. So, so I'm keeping your secret. Overloaded with work, bored and sad. Okay. Anyone else to yeah, tired. Thank you. Anyone else to share? Tired but good. Yeah, happens sometimes. We feel excited at the same time. There is, I mean, a lot. Uh, Normally it's going on in life, so we always try to balance between many things. Okay, great. Now going to the next question. If your mood was a weather report, what would it be? Okay, imagine your mood is a weather report. Okay, now use these options to tell me how do you think your mood report would be? Let's say sunny, cloudy, rainy, stormy. Everybody, yeah, sunny, rainy, sunny, rainy, stormy, sunny, rainy, cloudy too. Yeah, you're giving both the options: cloudy, rainy, cloudy. Okay, come on, everybody. There are only 9-10 members who are actively responding to the questions. I need everyone to respond, so that then only it will become a good learning experience for you. Okay, anyone else? Sunny, stormy. Okay, please do not look outside the camera, outside your window and check, okay, what's the weather now? Okay, that's my weather. That's my mood right now. So if it is rainy, cloudy, so I'm writing cloudy here. So just be honest with yourself. Imagine if your mood is going to be a weather report. So how do you want that to be? Sunny. Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Now, the last question. I'm not asking you any questions. So what's one thing you're grateful for today? I know you have been, some of you have been very sad, tired, bored, excited also. And some of you, your weather reports, they say your mood is stormy, rainy, cloudy, sunny. So just ending the day, okay, what is that one thing you're grateful for? Somebody wrote being alive. Yeah, that's actually a nice thing to do, nice thing to say. Grateful for health and family. Great. That's actually a good thing. Okay, life. Yes. What is that one thing you're grateful for today? Is there anything that you're grateful for? Even though my day has been totally worse, let's say, but is there anything, just one thing? I'm recording all the experiences I've had from the morning. So is there anything that I'm grateful for? Thankful that I'm meeting my friends tonight. Great. Then have a lovely evening. For being happy today being a half day. Okay. So yeah, you are a teacher. So what happens normally when you are a teacher, you're completely exhausted. And let's say the school announced, okay, this is going to be a half day. Okay, so yeah, come on, I'm happy right now. So today parents meeting, and I received many appreciation for work, and I'm grateful for this feedback. Great, great. I also congratulate you for this. If you have received that particular appreciation from the parents, good job. And I wish you all the best in your upcoming years and upcoming things that you do. My lord, to do some repairs in my house. My landlord to do some repairs in my house. Okay, your landlord did some repairs. Great. I'm thankful that I'm enhancing my skills in my organizations. Great perspective. Please keep learning. Please keep pushing yourself. And sitting simply without doing anything. Yeah, you're thankful for that also. Doing nothing is also a thing you do, right? Okay. I was early home to join webinar, or else I would have been coming home late from my office. Thank you. All corrections, work done today. Great. Thank you, everybody, for responding to that particular question. So the thing that I did right now is, even though sometimes, our day is really not good, but what we do is, even if you look, if there was some good thing that has happened today, so we have to end our day with that particular like kind of appreciation or that recognition of something good has happened today also. Even though we are sometimes at our worst, but there are days where we do our best as well. Okay, now moving to the next one, social emotional learning. Yes, many of you have heard. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of context here. So what social emotional learning is, here's a video which I'm gonna play. Please give me a quick thumbs up if you can hear the voice. Okay. Otherwise, I have to maybe do some changes in the settings. The audio. Thank you.
There's a lot of talk these days about SEL, social emotional learning. But what exactly is it? Social emotional learning is the process of learning social and emotional skills, and it's just as important as learning reading or math. This learning process is most effective when it begins early and continues through high school. Social emotional skills are essential for success in school, work, and life. With SEL, students learn to manage their own emotions and behaviors, have empathy and show care and concern for others, solve problems effectively, make responsible decisions, and maintain healthy relationships. Students learn to recognize what's happening inside them and to be aware of their emotions, which helps them deal with strong emotions and impulsive behaviors. It helps them stop, take a breath, and think about a situation before acting. Students learn to identify others' emotions and perspectives, which helps them empathize and show compassion, no matter who they are or what their background is. It's not difficult to imagine how this is important in the classroom and in life. Students learn to solve problems in peaceful ways and communicate assertively about what they need or want. This helps them get along with other students and get the help they need from adults. When students learn to make responsible decisions about their lives and their future, things can turn out better. Research shows social emotional learning makes a difference. Students who participate in SEL do better academically, have improved attitudes and behaviors, and act in delinquent or disruptive ways less often. In the United States, students with strong social emotional competence are twice as likely to earn a college degree and nearly 50% more likely to graduate from high school and have a full-time job by age 25. Just as important, students who are socially and emotionally competent have more friends. This means they're more likely to feel connected to school and do well, and less likely to be left out or bullied.
All right, everybody. Just a quick question. What are the three benefits of social emotional learning? So we all have read about social emotional learning. It's basically, it's a process to manage their own emotions, feelings, and know how to communicate, how to build the rapport with the other people, okay, and how to be part of that community and the society. Now, just a quick question. You watch this particular video. So tell me at least one particular benefit of social emotional learning, which you just heard right now. What is the benefit of teaching social emotional learning? Well connected will do better at school, will maintain good social life with peers. Thank you for that particular point. Can take decisions responsibly. Great point. Problem solving, yes, thank you for that answer. Response, anything else? Less chance of being bullied, true, very true. Students will gain degrees at high school and get jobs by 2025, yes. Emotional management, yes. Can get job, yes. Some more responses that you can think of. Building connection with the school, did you hear anywhere in the video? Building connection, having that sense of belonging with to the school. Students learn to solve their problems, yes, thank you for that point. Respect others emotions, yes. Improve mental health, yes. Mindful learning, yes. Students express their feelings, yes. All right, one or two I would read and then we'll go to the next part. Improve decision making, yes. Okay, thank you for all your answers. Yeah, there are many benefits, not just one. Some of you have mentioned like 5, 10, okay, different benefits. So the other two big benefits of social emotional learning is also, I mean, where students they do well in academic, okay, they have that, they show, the demonstrate a sense of belonging to the school. They think and they go to school on a regular basis, and they feel empowered in the class, not just with the teacher, in the that social environment that there is. And apart from that, they do good in academics also. So you have seen some benefits of that there. Okay, so after understanding this particular thing, You might have heard about CASEL, which is an international organization in the US. They actually started with social emotional learning 30 years ago. I mean, this year, I guess they're celebrating 30 years of executing social emotional learning in different places. Okay. Similarly, the way so CASEL has made this particular program, from starting from self-awareness, then self-management, responsible decision making, relationship skills, and social awareness. Similar to that, our organization KSite, which is Keystone Center for Innovation and Teacher Education, we have also worked rigorously and with our own research. We developed this particular program for grade 1 to 12 students, where we teach them starting from understanding who I am, okay, knowing myself, okay, then if I want to do something, okay, I have to use that particular communication model or communication as a tool to talk to the people. So what has to be the communication, and then with the connection, how I build a connection with the people and how I play my part as a member of the community. And then the cradle is basically the earth, because earth is a cradle. It ensures that we are sustaining, we're surviving, I mean, whatever you can say. So this is just a minor introduction of both the organizations. So internationally, there are many other organizations that are also working on social emotional learning. At the same time, in India, there are a few organizations that are actually, they have made some significant work on social emotional learning. So KSAT is one among those particular organizations in India that has made this particular approach really viable and reliable. Moving to the next part of this particular session, now I'm going to have some questions. So the first question is, what is the first thing you do when you enter the classroom? And I'm giving you three options. I'm making your job easy. I'm sorry to say this, but just kidding. Okay, you can answer with A, B, C. What is the first thing that you do as soon as you enter the classroom? I greet the students and check their excitement and readiness for the lesson. All right. Actually, it is supposed to be I write today's topic. There is some tech minor error. Please excuse me for that. Topic on the board, or I write the day's topic on the board and begin the lesson immediately. I check if the students have completed the homework before starting the lesson. Yeah. Some of you and many of you have said A. I greet students with high energy, see them smile with full of Josh. Thank you, Ms. Vinita, for bringing that word Josh. Enthusiasm, that energy. Yes. Let's see, when the students are feeling down, you enter the room with and you greet the students with a lot of energy, and they also greet you back with that energy. And that's when, the whole energized session starts. Okay. Yeah, some of you have said yes. The option number 2, that is, I write the day's topic on the board and begin the lesson immediately. I greet the students and ask how they're doing. Great thing if you're doing that. So my next question is going to be, how do you handle disruption? Disruption is disturbance. Sometimes, it's kind of a misbehavior when the students are not listening to you, they're talking. So how do you handle disruptions in the class while teaching? So now your options are going to be, I give a stern look to the students to encourage them to keep quiet down, identify the students causing the disruption and have them stand as a consequence. I address the issue by meeting with the students individually after the class to discuss their behavior. So thank you for being very honest. I'm not going to mention the name. If you say I give a very stern look, like I'm scaring them, okay, do not move a muscle, do not do anything. I'm looking at you. Okay. So yeah, some teachers do that, some people do that. Yes. There are different ways most of the time. Many of you have said C. Great, that's a very good approach. So I address this issue by meeting with the students individually after the class to discuss the behavior. Great, thank you so much for doing that. So normally what happens when we give this scary look or the stern look to the students, it closes down that rapport, it shuts down that rapport that you want to build with the students, and it takes a lot of time for you to redo it. Okay, restart the whole process of building that connection with the students. Yeah, I address the student and discuss the issue with the student after the class if both A and B is not met. So you have a particular, like a strategy, step-by-step process. A, B doesn't work, then I'll go to C, or A, B, that way. I'll find out why is so distracted and whether I could help him or not. Very good. Thank you so much for answering that. Now my next question is going to be, how do you ensure that students have a satisfying learning experience? Okay. In a school, and in a school also, normally, if the students are having 8 sessions, 8 periods in a day, so what you're doing is you have, let's say, 4 or 5 sessions in a day as a teacher. So you go to the class, you teach, and then you leave. But how do you ensure that students are having a very satisfying learning experience in the class? So for this also, I'm going to give you 3 options. I assign them a lot of homework and assignments to reinforce learning, because I am focused more on the academic success. Okay, let's say. Option B, I ensure that they leave the classroom with positive affirmations for the day. I contact the parents to discuss any misbehavior and ask them to address it with their children. So what do we do? How do you deal with the kids? B. Many of you said B. Anyone who does A or C? Okay, thank you everybody for responding. I'm seeing all the messages as B. I ensure that they leave the classroom with positive affirmations for the day. Okay, when I find them coming many questions. Okay, I actually didn't get that, but that's fine. We are moving to the next part. Thank you for responding all these questions, and thank you for being very honest. So now, the very first strategy that we are going to disclose right now is the emotional check-in. Please tell me, what did I do in the beginning of the session? Not exactly the very beginning where I was asking you to introduce yourself, but before I started the session, I did something, right? What was that? Face reading. Yeah, I greeted. Yes. How are you feeling? Yeah, that was the thing. Emotional check-in. That's the point, actually. So thank you for saying that. So the first strategy which you are understanding today is the emotional check-in. Even before I started the class or this session also, I checked with you, like, how are you feeling today? Okay, this is so important for educators to do in the class. It helps you build that rapport with the students and that connection, okay, that you want to have with the kids in the classroom. Okay, and there are various benefits also. Let's say, for example, the first thing is it promotes self-awareness. You are allowing the learner to know how that learner feels, okay, and express it so that you can help the learner. So this is really important. Many times what happens when this is not done, let's say, what happens, the child feels left out. There's nobody to look at him or look at her, and the child closes down, doesn't share that with the teacher, with the friend or someone. Okay, and that's how the stress, the anxiety, the depression, all the other things will start. So that's the first benefit. The next one is it builds a supportive classroom environment. So when the learners in the classroom, students in the classroom are having this opportunity to share something with you, okay, so over a period of time, you are building that particular classroom environment where everyone feels empowered. They feel safe to share their feelings and emotions with you or with anybody, and they know that there is nobody to judge me or judge someone else. Okay, that's the second benefit. And the third one is it improves focus and readiness to learn. Okay, the child might be going through anything. Okay, there must be some kind of a fight between parents, or maybe something must have happened at house, or maybe yesterday the child was experiencing something, like somebody bullied the child. Okay, and the child is gradually and slowly closing down, shutting himself or herself down. So with proper emotional check-in, okay, the way every day you do this check-in, that's when the children will feel safe and secure to share their feelings, and they feel empowered. Now, like I did in the class, if you're also doing it, and if you have, I mean, you must do that also in your regular classes. It takes only a minute or two. As soon as you enter the class, immediately, if you're writing something on the board and asking the students to write the topic, so that's one way you handle the kids. But the best way is, as soon as you enter, like somebody said, I greet the students with that josh, okay, that energy, that enthusiasm. You're greeting them, and then you're asking, like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you today? How are you feeling? Are you all feeling good? Great. How is it? So it takes only a minute or two, or hardly 3 minutes, to just randomly ask and then start the class. Next one is the breathing exercise. Okay, this really helps in managing a lot of stress in the class also. Okay, helps in balancing the emotions and feelings during the hard times and ensures self-control. I have seen the benefits of this breathing exercise myself. When the class is disruptive, they are not listening, let's say, what I do is I ask them to just take a minute, breathe in, breathe out. I do this 5 times. And then when I start proceeding with my lesson, they are with me, they're listening to me. Okay. So the previous strategy which you have seen, this is something you can do in the beginning of the class, and this one you can do during the class whenever you feel like students are not responding or there's a lot of disruption going on. Let them just breathe in, breathe out. It reduces the disruption to some extent. The first thing is, it reduces the stress and anxiety, it enhances focus and concentration, and it also promotes emotional regulation. This is the second strategy which I'm going to offer you right now, explain right now. And the third strategy is exit ticket. This is something which you can do when the students are leaving the school. Okay, let's say it helps in identifying whether they have had a good day at school. Okay, what happens normally at our school is, as soon as there is a long bell, students already, they are packed with their bags and they just start moving to the bus or off to their houses or homes. Okay, but if you're taking just a minute to ask them, like, how was their whole day, like how was the day, was it good, not good, then you'll also know what is actually bothering them. Or if you're having some great learning experience, then you can continue that for the next classes you have or the next few months or weeks. So the key benefits of this is, the first one, it encourages the reflection. Every day the students are reflecting. Okay, so you don't have to teach reflection to them again by taking another session. Okay, it automatically, they will have a habit of doing the reflection on their own, checking their learning and also how they're progressing in the classes and their activities. Then the second is, it provides a sense of closure. So whatever they start in the beginning, let's say many of our students, they don't know to write the reflection properly because this has not been a practice in the class. This was not practiced. Immediately, if I'm entering the classroom and I'm telling some student to just write your reflection of last 1 month, let's say, or any project that you have worked on, so they start struggling. Why is that happening? Because this has not been a practice, or it was not done for the last few weeks or months. That is the problem. So they also know, okay, if I'm working on a project or some activity, how did I start and how am I ending it, and what has been my overall learning experience. And the third one is, it empowers student voice. So in a sense, when they're seeing some problem, okay, something that is bothering them, so they have the chance to let the teacher know, so that the teacher can work on that, identify some strategies and do something for it, so that next time or next month that problem is not there. Whatever is bothering them, it's gone. Right. So with this, this will definitely help learners have their own voice in the class also. After this, now I'm going to have some particular scenarios for you. So what you're going to do is look at the different classroom scenarios and tell me which one do you think is a proper social emotional learning practice. Are you guys ready? Give me a quick yes. Type yes now. Not I don't need thumbs up right now. I need a yes in the chat. It happens every day in the beginning of our school year. I'm sorry, I didn't read your message. Thank you everybody for responding. Yes, a few more. We have 28 members and I'm seeing responses only 9 or 10. I need from everybody. Okay, one more minute, please. Yes, thank you. Everybody, come on quickly. I'm going to show some classroom scenarios where you have to tell me which one is based on a proper social emotional learning approach or social emotional learning practices. Okay, I've given you 3 strategies. I've mentioned these strategies which you can do, which are very easily available on the internet also. And we are also going to share some of the strategies and some resources with you, so that you can also practice them, utilize them in the school also. Okay, all right, everybody said yes. Now the first scenario, just read this first thing. I'll read out for you. The teacher says, why didn't you understand this? It's really easy. Everyone else got it. Okay. Do you think that normally this kind of conversation basically happens between student and teacher only in the classroom? Okay. So this is relatable. Okay. I'm not giving any example which is completely not related to the education field, but everything is related. So why didn't you understand this? It's really easy. Everyone else got it. And the child replies, I don't know. I just find it difficult. Maybe I'm not as smart as the others. Okay, wait for the scenario 2. Okay. Now the teacher says, I see this part is a bit tricky for you. Let's go over it together until it makes more sense. And the child replies, thank you. That would really help. I'm struggling to understand this part. Which one now do you tell me is based on proper social emotional learning practice? And yeah, everybody says section the scenario number 2, the second part, yes. So we all agree that what has to be a proper dialogue between a student and teacher when the child is expressing that I don't know something, I don't know this part. Okay, instead of saying it is really easy, why don't you just get it? Okay, the teacher says, I'm there for you. Okay, I'm gonna try a different approach with this. Okay, great. Thank you everybody for saying that. Now going to the next scenario. Okay, now here the teacher says, stop crying and get over it. It's not a big deal. Okay, this is the dialogue. But the child says, but I can't help it. I feel really upset. Imagine some student in your classroom is coming up and saying this. Okay, I feel really upset. Okay, and teacher actually shouldn't be saying, stop crying. Okay, get over it. It's not a big deal. It's just a silly thing. Why are you crying? Okay, now we have the scenario 2. The teacher says, I can see you're upset. Take a deep breath, and when you are ready, we can talk about what's bothering you. And the child says, okay, I'll try to calm down. I just need a moment. Which one do you appreciate? Which one do you feel is based on social emotional learning practice? Yes, the second one. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for selecting the second option, mentioning that second one is actually the good response. Thank you for saying that. Yes, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I've seen all the answers now. Great. Thank you. Now I'm giving you the third situation. All the scenarios are based on the classroom situations. Let's say the child is upset. What the child has to, like, the child says and what the teacher has to say. Okay. So here goes. Yeah. I'm happy to help with your questions. The teacher says, let's finish this part and then I'll make time to go through them with you. And the child, so happy, says, thank you. I'll try to work on it until then. I appreciate your help. Okay, this is the first scenario. Now comes the second scenario. The child, again, I don't have time for your questions right now. Just follow the instructions. Just do what I say. Just follow the instructions. Okay. And the child says, but I'm confused and need help. I don't know what to do. So similar concern, but the teacher's communication is totally different. It makes a whole different sense. Okay. Which one do you prefer? The first one and the second one. Which one do you think is based on a proper social emotional learning practice? Yes, everybody. Number one. Anyone else to respond? I need. Someone has to turn on. Okay, thank you for doing it. Okay. Okay, thank you everybody for responding. Now I'm going to the next part. Now scenario 1. Okay. You need to stop making excuses for not doing your homework. It is your responsibility. And the child very upset, confused, anxious. But I was feeling unwell last night and I couldn't concentrate. Okay. Now comes the second scenario. Someone has to turn off their microphone. Who's this person? Okay. You need to stop making excuses for not doing your homework. It is your responsibility. Okay, and the child says, but I was feeling unwell last night, I couldn't concentrate. Okay, here comes the second one, where you see, I understand that sometimes things might come up. Let's talk about what made it hard for you to finish your homework and see how we can manage it next time. And the child says, I was feeling unwell last night. The child recognizes and acknowledges that. So I couldn't concentrate. I'll try to catch up today. Which one do you think is based on the social emotional learning practice? Scenario one or scenario two? You can type one or two. Which one do you feel? Okay. Has everyone responded? Okay. Thank you for texting. Yeah. Now, based on whatever we have understood in this particular session, you have understood the importance of why having this social emotional learning practice into lessons is really is crucial for making that connection with that rapport with the students. And you have also understood the three important strategies. Those are not simple strategies, simple things that we might assume sometimes, but those are going to be like really helpful in terms of making that particular learning environment a very productive learning environment. Okay, the first thing that we mentioned, the first strategy that we have learned was uh, the emotional check-in, like I did in the beginning of the session, the same way, you have to do it with your learners. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the breathing exercise. We have to make it as a practice. Even sometimes if you're not following that also in the class, sometimes if we forget, the students, they know, okay, when I am having some kind of emotional distress or emotional outburst, I have to breathe in and breathe out. I have to just do this breathing exercise. And not just in the school, but when they go back home, they also practice that. They might tell and recommend to their parents, okay, when you feel some stress or an anxiety, just breathe in and breathe out. Where have you learned this, my dear? I have learned it at the school with my teacher who has taught me this. Okay, so with this, I'm moving to the last part of this session. So in teachers community, like I mentioned in the beginning, when you join that particular teacher community, we would be like based on different topics, based on different the titles that we are finalizing and fixing. So you would have access to different types of resources. The first one, if I just the first one, if I say, whenever you want to do a classroom social emotional learning classroom rules and expectations, if you do not like want this particular as a rule or something, but you can just mention this as an expectation. So this is completely based on the social emotional learning expectations. To say that whole tone, the language is based on social emotional learning. So these are actually the flashcards which can be used by the teachers, and you can also like paste them after printing. You can paste them in the class or just give it to the students to practice. So let's say, for example, I'm just showing you one. It says, listen when others are speaking without interrupting them. So this has to be followed, and this should be a practice in the class where students are, I mean, respecting others. Okay, social emotional learning has all these features, all these things, these aspects, right? The second one, let's say, use kind words when you're talking to anyone. So when you talk to somebody, make sure you use kind words. Do not use harsh words. I mean, that's what you are saying with a positive affirmation, positive thing. So this is a particular resource for teachers, especially to set up social emotional learning classroom expectations, rules and expectations in the classroom. So apart from that, we have also made different resources. We have a variety of resources for teachers to implement in the class. So this is also an emotional check-in sheet which the teachers can actually implement in the class, and on a daily basis or a weekly basis. So let's say, for example, name of the student you write here, and then how are they feeling. So you do it like every day or on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. It's totally up to you. So this also helps you not just implement emotional check-in, but to follow it on a regular basis. Okay, once in a week if you do something, and then after 10 days if you do, it doesn't make any impact, it doesn't create any impact. Okay, and it won't make any difference. So whatever practices that we recommend or we have shown in the beginning, the strategies, with consistency and regular implementation, then only you will be able to see the right result and the impact. And this particular thing which I'm showing right now is also a student worksheet. The previous one is only for the teacher, but for the students also right now, students who are matured enough to respond to these questions. Let's say, how do you feel today? This is question. Then what is the main reason for your feelings today? Like what happened? Just tell me and all that. So just like this, we have made these different types of resources which will only be available, to the teachers who join our community. And I'll also show you again how you can join that community. So this is a classroom chart, for example. In the school, in the classroom, we have 4 or 5 walls, let's say, and we fill all the walls with different types of charts, with birthday charts, with rules and expectations, with something else or the other, right? So why not have a chart where the students can actually show what they are feeling now, what they are feeling today? Let's say these are different feelings. You can all either use a paper or maybe a magnet or anything, and student can just place their names in one particular section. Okay, here you're seeing on Canva, which is like small design, but you can have a big chart made something like this. So yeah, not showing not going into very much in detail about these particular things. So this is also a SEL integration, classroom integration, where the teacher, you now reflect. Okay, you don't just assume that I do everything right, but you need a particular tool and strategy where you identify whether whatever I do is right or wrong. Okay, and if I'm doing something right, how well that is. If I'm doing something wrong, how should I make the improvement? So for that matter, like teachers, regularly they do their self reflection. They also, you have to use this particular strategy where they need to like understand in what way they can do make some improvement. And again, this one is a CL classroom integration checklist, where when you are going to create that kind of an environment, what are those things you need to keep in mind, which you have to do not just once but on a daily, weekly, on a regular basis. Okay, so with this, I am actually coming to the last few slides of the presentation. So thank you. Oh, I'm saying thank you. Now you can have time to like maybe ask some questions if you want, but before you do that, here is a quick announcement of our upcoming webinar, which is going to be on 26th of October 2024, same time, 6 to 7 p.m. in the evening, Indian Standard Time. Okay, IST. So if you want to reserve your spot, we would definitely share the link with you all. So, and if you want to register for this particular event also, here in this event, we have, this particular webinar, we will be talking about the academic achievement through social emotional learning. Okay, so in the video, when I just played that in the beginning, you heard how social emotional learning is actually helping academic success. So you will learn those particular strategies. So if you're a science teacher or a maths teacher, how you can utilize those strategies in the classroom. Okay, whenever you are teaching them, when you see they are getting stressed, or how you want to create that kind of a community or that environment in the class. So you will learn those particular strategies in that session, and you will implement them, and you will see the amazing result. Okay, like I mentioned, if you want to register for this particular event, please go to this particular community page. Okay, or if you can just visit ksite.in, where you would see, you can read about us and whatever we do. And then after this, you have to come to you can click on community, where you will see this particular post and all the other blogs, all these things that I have shown you just now. Okay, whatever, we try our best to give away these particular resources to as many educators that we want. But before that, you need to be part of this particular community, where you have to create your account, become a member, create, you can use your Google account, and maybe if you have Microsoft or something else. So become the member. After that, you will have access to all the blogs, strategies, things, anything that you want. So that's it from me, from my side. If you have any questions or anything, please, we can take 1 or 2 questions. Sharp 7, we can end this session. Or maybe if you want to give feedback, you can turn on your microphone, and then you can give your feedback also. if you believe the session was good, you can give me a thumbs up, or maybe you can just type your feedback. And I'm looking forward to learn from you. I'm not just saying, okay, no, if you tell me the session was really bad, okay, I'm gonna accept it. Okay, I'm not gonna say no, you can't say, come on, no. Okay, you can tell me, are we receiving any participation certificate as mentioned in the message we have received? Yes, ma'am, we would be sending this particular certificates of participation to members who have joined today. So give us 1 or 2 days time. So because we have so many members, so as soon as we are done with making those certificates, we would share via email to all the participants. Can anyone quickly turn on the microphone and talk?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. I think Tirumala, ma'am,
Yes,
please.
yes, sir. Very interesting session, sir. Actually, when I registered myself, actually, this is a very common topic which we attended, and I spoke in several occasions with the teachers.
Yes, ma'am.
But this is something which is really making us feel so comfortable and very much exciting. And
Thank
what I
you, ma'am.
like the best is the scenarios. So most of
Yeah,
us go wrong with the scenarios because even sometimes we go out of our emotional control in the class. When I have
true,
a class of 35 children, though I know I'm not supposed to talk that way to a child, but I do it. It happens with most of us. But now it's
true.
given a driving force. Now, what is correct, what is not correct, and how I have to control myself to do that, how I can take breathing exercise, which really helped you that you experienced and then shared with us. And it's really fantastic session, sir. From my side, thank you so much, and I'm looking forward for many more sessions. And
Thank you, ma'am.
while you're guiding me on the website, K-site, I immediately joined the community, and I even
Oh, thank you so
message
much.
also. I use all the resources. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you
Yeah,
for the
very good,
feedback.
sir. Very good. I like your presentation. And throughout, you maintain that, decorum, like kind of smile on your face, and then very pleasant talk. And also,
Thank you,
you're
ma'am.
connecting with everybody. You're reading all our messages without naming
Yes, ma'am.
anymore. And I get to know others what they have written and your acknowledgement to our responses. It's a fantastic, sir. I could see a great teacher in you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel really honored.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much for your
Yes, thank you, sir,
definitely.
very much. Actually, this session was a reminder for all of us. In the course of
Yes, ma'am.
time, we know the things which things we have to follow, but in course of time, we forget the things. So it was a
Absolutely.
reminder that we are how we have to behave with the
True.
children. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Anyone else would like to give feedback or
Hello, sir.
So much,
yeah,
sir. It
Harsha.
was a wonderful session, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Anything that specifically you liked about this, the strategies or the classroom scenarios?
Yes, sir. How you presented how we have to speak that presentations, two scenarios you told right to us.
Yes, ma'am.
That was excellent, excellent. Few
Oh,
times maybe we are not following the correct one. How to do that? That was excellent. We learn a very good thing from you. Thank you so
thank
much.
you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining, and I'm
Thank
looking
you.
forward to having you in
Yes,
the
we
next
will
webinars
join.
also.
Yes, definitely, sir. Definitely.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
So it was such an interesting session. And I think as a school counselor, I will copy your session and teach my teachers.
Oh, sure.
Because
You have the whole, complete right to do that.
yeah, in an international school, we have people from different backgrounds, different countries, and they have different ways of behaving. And at times, teachers miss it. So this is really an opportunity that I've gotten. I've learned from you, and I think I'm going to organize a session with my teachers in school.
Oh,
I really
great.
appreciate it.
Thank you for the amazing feedback.
Sir, are you going to share the recording of this session?
Yes, ma'am, we would be sharing it soon.
Yeah,
But
please.
before that, we have to make sure some editing and all that. So
Yeah.
that might take some time.
Please
So,
do that. Please do that.
yeah.
And also next time for the next webinar, we would like
Sure,
to
ma'am.
ask even our teachers to register and join. And it's
Thank
really
you so
very
much.
helpful to us.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you.
would be great, ma'am. So please visit our ksite.in webpage. From there itself, you have this particular event page which I mentioned. So from there, you can register, and all your teachers can also register from there itself.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Hello,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
session.
yeah.
Yeah. So I have a request for all the educators or counselors in this community. Like we might have practicing some other practices in our school, right? Which might not call as, or which we might known as they are called as SEL practice, right? So I would like to listen from any one of you, like any practices you have been implementing in your schools, let's say, or with the students. So I would like to know just few. If any teachers could share anything.
If somebody is implementing any kind of social emotional learning practice, I think Mr. Harsha is actually looking forward for that particular strategy. So if you're doing it, you can share, or
or else any kind of style which you are using in your classrooms in either way. It could be in teaching or any other way, any activity.
anyone
I'd
can
like
respond to this
to
question.
know.
So, sir, how can I contact you if I have any problem? You can reach out to us using the same webpage where our team will definitely read your message, and then we also write back to you. So info@ksite.in is our email address. So, but before you do that, you can directly go to our community, where if you have anything or respond, that you need a response to, so you can reach out to us there. Our team will definitely tell us, and will definitely reach out to you with whatever concern you might have. Or if you need any kind of help also, our website is open for everybody. So, and also we want you to be part of a community where we are listening to you and you are listening to us. We are sharing insights with you and you are sharing insights with us. So it's something kind of a very collaborative online community we want to build with the educators especially. So I'm really thankful that some members have joined from different parts of the world, and I've got the feedback from them. So I'm really happy, and my evening is going to be fantastic. So all right, it is 7:05. I think thank you everybody for spending your quality time today, and I believe that you have had an amazing learning session now. So like we promised, we started at 6, and now we have to finish it. I don't want to prolong this, because I know I totally agree, and I know that you also have your evening engagements. So that's it from us.